Hey everybody, Ron Carruthers here. I get asked a lot, whoa, rotate your device. Can't turn your phone while live. All right, am I supposed to do this in horizontal, vertical? First time. First time caller. Anyway, Ron Carruthers here. I'm going to give you guys 5 tips for not screwing up your FAFSA. It's FAFSA season here in California for another couple months. And anyway, now that the rain's finally broken, wanted to give you guys some tips. So the first one is fill it out regardless of whether you think you're going to get any money or not. All right, that's probably the most important tip, the most important thing you can do is if you go through and fill this out, no matter what you make. And the reason why is the state of California has a grant, as do many of the schools, but they depend on when you file it. So even if you don't qualify now, maybe you lose a job later, get divorced, any of those things happen, you're in the system, so that way they can turn around and get you money. That's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is make sure you actually read the directions. So the government is very specific on what counts as an asset and what doesn't count as an asset. So you don't want to screw that up. So for instance, things like home equity, IRAs, 401ks, personal property, all the things that we would list on a loan application if we were trying to get money for a loan don't count when you're applying for college on the FAFSA. So that's another big tip you want to make sure you pay attention to. The third thing is you want to make sure that you go through and make sure that you actually have the schools listed the right schools. So we see this all the time, and a big question comes is if you have more than 10 schools, you can only list 10, so what you have to do is wait for the system to process and then go back and do it another time. Pull those schools off, throw more schools on. The fourth thing is you want to make sure that you pay attention to rollovers and divorce situations. So if you're divorced or separated and you're going back 2 years, then you might find that you were married then, now you're divorced, but you still filed taxes together during that year. You need to separate that other spouse's income out. It's only one household's information. So that's real important to keep in mind. And then finally, the 5th tip is don't be shy about negotiating and talking to the schools if you've had a change in circumstances. So, a lot of people feel like, okay, this is what they offered me. That's the end of it. Nothing could be further than the truth. You want to go through and make sure that you've actually gone, oh, those are my chickens. I get asked about them all the time. Come on, we'll walk over and say hi to the chickens. I live in Southern California, pretty close to the beach, but my wife has chickens, so check them out. There they are. That one looks like Phyllis Diller. Tina Turner's over there. She's kind of got her butt towards you. That's Lucy, Confetti, and Miracle. So anyway, last tip is make sure you talk to schools. Most schools are pretty flexible. If you don't approach them and let them know what's going on, if there's been a change in circumstance or if you got a better offer from another school, they won't know to do that, but you definitely can talk to them. So there's 5 tips. At Carruthers College and Financial Solutions, we really work on college, finance, and retirement, all those areas. And so if you like this video, be sure to share it with your friends, hit the like button, give us some love, and I'll be back a little bit later with some more tips. Take care. Talk to you then.